Our thyroid gland is really interesting. Just like you have your lungs, and you've got two sides of your lungs, right? Your thyroid is very much the same. You've got the two lobes there. See, the left thyroid gland and the right, the larynx and the trachea. So if you were to think about, a tree or any other organic, being out on the world, this would be like, the supercomputer up here, and then here's the branch between it, and then here's the vehicle or the trunk. And so when people start to have thyroid problems, what's really happening is very, very simplified. And I want you to go away from this class tonight to know how simplified. It doesn't have to be complicated. I'm going to show you why. Because when your body has cysts in it, because it never got enough of the minerals that it needed, because maybe your digestion wasn't working quite right, maybe you were someone who was raised in, eating a lot more processed foods. I mean, let's face it, we have a lot of families out there since, maybe the 50s or 60s that were waking up to Pop-Tarts, white Wonder Bread and butter, and the kids were drinking Mountain Dew all the time. Cold cereal that was full of gluten, and dairy milk that had come from very sick beings that were fed growth hormone. And so your body's response to all this was to create more cysts. And where do those cysts go? They go lots of places, okay? And they're going to go right here on the thyroid lobes. Now, if you keep feeding those cysts long enough with what we're going to discuss that are called halides, and specifically Mountain Dew, Powerade, not to disparage any companies here, but I just got to be blatant about this, and Gatorade used to, Powerade and Mountain Dew for sure, okay, has got a chemical that's a halide that is called bromine. Just like when your doctor asked you for many years to stop putting so much salt on your food, most of us were not getting the kind of salt that we needed like we have upstairs at Whole Foods. We weren't getting the good quality pink salt or the Celtic sea salt that had iodine in it. That's a chemical we do need for our thyroid. We were getting brominated products. We were getting breads because back in my day, growing up in the 60s and 70s, we were always making a sandwich. Anybody else remember that? You have a sandwich for lunch, right? You didn't go out and run through Arby's and, Wendy's and stuff that like my son and all his friends went through in high school. They're there every day from the high school. Wheat. When you go to the doctor and the doctor starts to eventually start telling many of us, oh, you're celiac sprue or you're gluten intolerant, my personal opinion is that the entire world is gluten intolerant.